Oh, Jesus, I can't talk to him today. I can't talk to you right now. You need to call me in 2 hours. I think this is too high. I think I'm gonna lower this because I think it's too high. Yeah, that's better. Okay, yeah. Hey, Jason. Hey, love yourself. Oh, thanks. Hey, Lilani. Hey, Weezy. How you guys doing? I am so tired. I'm glad y'all are doing fine. We got a lot to cover today. I hope I can get it all done. But we got a lot to cover. Can you guys hear me? Do you need me to turn up the sound? Hey, Carla. Can you guys hear me okay? Thank you. Hey, love. Okay, great. Yeah, I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, I have so much stuff to cover that I had to write it down on a piece of paper. Well, not on a piece of paper, on notes, so that I can make sure that I cover everything. As you guys know, I have not done one of these in a long time. Matter of fact, I told you guys, those of you who have not been with me for a long time, I used to do Live at 5 every Sunday at 5 o'clock for months. And I stopped doing it because I wanted to spend more time with my husband. I had other stuff that I needed to get done. So those of you who are new, this is the first Live at 5 I've done in a long time. Yeah, I just felt like it was time to kind of connect with you guys. I haven't connected with you guys in a while, and I needed to go ahead and do this. So I got a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. For the COVID, well, are we allowed to say that word? Anyway, for the situation that we're in, I have been working at home since March. And it has been really tough on me because I like to get out. I like to get dressed, put my face on, do my hair, and go out and go to work. And I've not been able to do that. And many of you are probably in the same boat as far as the situation is concerned. So yeah, it's been a little rough. But on the positive side, my company is really great about us. We're not like super busy, so that helps. And I'm doing so much this month, it's ridiculous. This month I'm writing a book. I'm almost done with it, but I'm writing a book. I started this headband thing. I'm still doing reviews. I got my responsibilities at home and with my place of worship. I mean, I'm busy, just really busy doing a lot of stuff. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are too. So I'm just trying to keep my spirits up, because sometimes when you get busy, you get overwhelmed. And then when you get overwhelmed, you kind of get like, I don't know, down. Sometimes you can get down when you get overwhelmed. And I don't really want that to happen. And so, yeah. So I felt like I just needed to come and talk to you guys one-on-one because I haven't done that in a long time. So that said, let me do a couple things. You guys know, again, you guys who have been with me for a while know that I always try to do a giveaway on my lives. And I'm going to do that today. As a matter of fact, it's going to be 2. And you guys know me. Sometimes I'll say it's 1 and next thing you know, it's 4, But today is definitely going to be 2 giveaways. So, hang in with me for those because I'm going to be giving away a wig and I'm going to be giving away some headbands. So first, let's talk about, let's see, what are we going to talk about first? Let's talk about my headband business first so we can get that out of the way. Those of you who know or don't know, I have started a headband website that used to be on Etsy. I started it on Etsy, and the problem with Etsy is that Etsy likes to take a lot of your money. Hey, Neil, how you doing? Yeah, they like to take a lot of your money. So it's like they're doing like this little transaction fee and that fee and that fee and that fee and that fee. And it just, it was like driving me crazy. And so I thought I'm going to go ahead and move to Shopify because Gianna Monet, and if you're not familiar with Gianna Monet is a wig reviewer, and she has a website called Monet Dior Couture. And she was the one who suggested that I move to Shopify because she had a better experience there. And so I moved my store to Shopify. So now it is slg58headbands.com. And those of you who don't know, it's going to be in every single one of my wig review things, but I'll put the URL in here now. But yeah, it's just, yeah, it's, if I could spell, right? It's SLG headbands, slg58headbands.com. That's what it is. So anyway, yes, thumbs up, please. Yeah, don't forget to do that. And comment when the video is done processing. And again, you guys who are new, and I don't know whether you know or not, but when you're doing a live video, it has to process first. So once this live is over, it's going to take a minute before it's actually available. So once it's available, if you guys would please come back and comment, I would truly appreciate it. Okay, so now that I'm over at Shopify, I really do like it better. They give you a lot more options for selling and things like that. And so I'm just really happy about that. Speaking of that, I have been creating a lot of different kinds of headbands, you guys know. One thing I wanted to tell you guys about my headbands is that they come in two sizes, a small / medium and a large. And I'm just going to show you an example because a couple of people have asked me the difference. So this one is the small medium, and this one is large. So you can see the difference in these two. Now this headband I just made today, it's a glittery pinkish fuchsia color headband that I'm making for like the holidays. So if you guys are looking for some festive headband, I created this one, you know, for people who want, you know, to wear something kind of glittery and festive. But yeah, this is the difference. This is the SM. And this is the large, so that you can see the difference. One of them is 8.5 inches doubled, which would mean it's 17. And this one is 9.5 inches, yeah, doubled. So that would make it 19. So yeah, so I just want to show you guys that so that you can know the difference when you go on my website, so that you know what the large looks like as opposed to the small medium. And also when you go on the site, you can use your cursor to, I guess, move your cursor over the picture and it'll make a huge so that you can see the texture of the fabric. Yeah. So I made two new ones this weekend too. This one is for people who like puppy dogs. I'm going to show you this one. This one is for people who like puppy dogs. So I made this one and it's going up on the site probably tomorrow. And it's going to be in large as well as the small medium. And I'll be getting cats too for you cat lovers. And then I made another one yesterday, which is this black and yellow one. And I just wanted something just a little different. And this is the one that I asked people in Instagram to name for me, because I don't have a name for this yellow and black one. So I was asking people to come up with a name for that one. So anyway, so again, that's my website. I gave you guys the link. If you want to go over there and support me, that would be awesome sauce. Over the holidays, I'm going to be having a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, and I'll be putting out a little ad about that, so you guys will be able to see that. But yeah, so if you guys are so inclined, yeah, that's why I created them, because I wanted wide headbands. Like this one I have on right now, I actually created this headband for somebody who told me that they went to North Carolina Central University and they wanted me to make a headband in their colors, maroon and gray. And so that's why I made this headband. And I'm selling this one as well. I haven't put this up on the site yet, but I'm selling this one as well because she said, oh, we're maroon and gray. Can you make a maroon and gray? And so when you guys make suggestions, trust that I'm going to try, if I can, to satisfy that. I have not gotten into custom headbands yet, but I am taking suggestions from people, and this was a suggestion. So I went ahead and made this maroon and gray headband for the NCCU people. And speaking of that, I have a set of headbands that I have created just for HBCUs. So this one is NCCU. I have one for Howard University that's up. I also have one for Florida A&M that's up already. I have one for sororities, like I have one for AKA. I also am making one for Delta. My husband's daughter is Delta, and she said, I can't believe that you put that AKA headband up there and you didn't put a Delta headband up there. So I said, just give me the colors and I will make the headbands. So if you guys are Delta, I'm coming out with some Delta headband colors, as well as the golden blue one that's up there already. I believe that's Sigma Gamma Rho. And if you're Sigma Gamma Rho, that gold and blue headband is already up on my site. And all these types of headbands are going to be under what I'm calling novelty headbands. But if you hit all headbands, you'll see everything. But the novelty headband specifically is where I'm going to be having, yeah, right, where I'm going to be having the HBCU and sorority headbands up on the site, if you guys are interested in that. I just wanted to try something different because, oh, yeah. Hey, Lynn, if you're new to me, I'm not 58, I'm 62. 58 is my birth year. So I'll be 63 in January. So yeah, but thank you so much. I could be 58 if you want me to. But yeah. So anyway, like I said, I just kind of wanted to create these college and HBCU inspired headbands for you guys. So hopefully you guys will go and headbands make great gifts. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much. Headbands make great gifts, people. So if you guys have like daughters in college or daughters at home, or if you just want your own headbands or you want to give headbands to your girlfriend as one of them Secret Santa things or whatever y'all do, yeah, that's what they're up there for. Okay, so enough about the headband store. The second thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is, you may have noticed I am doing more gray wigs. And the reason I'm doing that is because there have been people who have came to my site originally because I call myself, well, you guys know, I always say that I'm, welcome to Still Looking Good, the channel that reviews wigs for the mature woman. That's what I say. But is that what I'm doing? And so that's kind of what I started thinking. I'm like, well, you're sort of reviewing some of the same wigs these younger girls are reviewing. Granted, I'm not trying to review something way down to my behind, but I am reviewing long wigs sometimes, and I'm reviewing blonde wigs, and I'm reviewing wigs that may not necessarily be considered mature. But granted, I'm 62 and I'm wearing them. So, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, you're welcome, Lynn. You're welcome. And if there's anything specific that you need, let me know, okay? Because I may try to get whatever it is that you might need specific for your alopecia. Because I had actually been doing reviews for a website called AfricanAmericanWigs.com or .net rather. And African American Wigs actually partnered with the alopecia organization. And they were giving, what they do at AfricanAmericanWigs.net is if you go there and buy a wig, they will donate some of your money to that foundation, to the alopecia. And I don't remember the exact name of it, but that foundation, they will donate part of your wig money to that foundation. So you might want to go check out AfricanAmericanWigs.net. It's a beauty supply store as well. So anyway, so like I said, I've been trying to do more gray wigs for my older women because I have not really been doing many. And so today I'm going to do a review of another gray wig, and I'm going to show you the care card for this one. And I don't know whether this is like new or old or what, but this is It's a Wig. I haven't done It's a Wig in a long time, and I don't have any nails on, you guys. I've been lazy. You're welcome, Lynn. I have not done an It's a Wig in a minute. I think the last It's a Wig I did was Carrie or whatever her name was. Yeah. Anyway, this is her. Her name is London. And oh, yeah. Her name is London, and she is gray. She is actually charcoal gray. And when I saw that she was charcoal gray, I thought, man, I have not seen a charcoal gray wig in a minute. I did a Bobbi Boss Luna wig about a year or so ago, a review, and it was a charcoal gray, but it was a weaver wig. I was so upset. If you ever watch my video on that wig, Luna, well, there's two Lunas, because I did a Luna that was a light gray, and then I did a Luna that was a weaver wig that Bobbi Boss had out, and couldn't stand that wig. I was so mad because it was a beautiful wig, really nice yaki texture, but it was a weaver wig, so it sat like way back here. So you couldn't really use it as like a regular wig, which was like crazy. But anyway, this is London, and I'm going to show you her because I am going to take all of this off, and I'm going to put her on so we can review her. So I'm going to take this headband off and take this half wig. This half wig that I have on right now, this is kind of like my easy go-to half wig. And this is called Angelic Girl. And I think this is by Model or Outre, one of the two. But it's called Angelic Girl. So anyway, that's her. So I'm taking her off. Oh, it's Weave a Wig, Weezy. It's W-E-A-V-E, like Weave a Wig. So the Weave a Wig, well, let me just explain this before I go on. Back in the day, Bobby Boss decided that they were going to create this wig called a Weave a Wig. And with the Weave a Wig, what you had to do was you had to actually sew it into your hair. It was a wig that was already a wig, but you sewed it in, like in the very front. They wanted you to sew it in. And I'm thinking, what the heck? So when I saw the wig, I thought, well, whatever. I'll just see if I can work with it. No, it sits so far back that it doesn't even look realistic. And I think when I did that review, somebody had the nerve to say, well, maybe you just didn't do it right. I'm like, no, I did it right. I just wasn't weaving that thing into my hair. So anyway, this is London. I'm going to back up a little bit. This is London. I want you guys to see how long she is. She's fairly long. And she's gray, but she's charcoal gray. And that's what I like about her. But she's just a half wig. She's just a half wig. But I really liked her. I'm just spraying some Bobos Remy, stuff in it. Yeah, I love this color. And I very rarely find this gray anywhere. And when I saw this wig had this gray, I thought, okay, I want a half wig anyway, so I'm going to get it. Now, this wig is not, to me, real silky. It's kind of like a combination of a silky yaki. If you look at it, you can kind of tell. The texture really is not silky. It's kind of a yaki, a light yaki, if you can tell. I'm not using my regular camera, but you can kind of tell it's a light yaki. And that's what I like about it, besides the fact that it's dark gray. So, yeah, so I'm just going to comb her out. And she's not shedding. She's not shedding, which is nice for a half wig. So I'm just going to plop her on my head and put my headband back on. She's got, oh, yeah, I keep forgetting. She has a really long comb in the front. Now, I don't use these. And the reason I don't use these is because I do not want to lose my hair. And when I first started reviewing wigs, oh, my goodness, when I first started reviewing wigs, I was reviewing half wigs. And I was using these combs, and I got a big hole in my head. My hair was falling out from using these combs. It took me a minute to recover. So I said, never again. So I don't use the comb. I just lay it on top of the wig grip. And sometimes I'll even slide it between the wig grip and my nylon cap. But I'm not putting this puppy in my hair. So there's a comb in the back, too, and it has adjustable straps. So I'm just going to put her on, if I can get her on my big head. Okay, now those of you who know me know that this head of mine is 22 inches. Ah, look at this. My head is 22 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and put the headband. I probably should have put the headband on first before I put the wig on. But let me do this. This is the part you guys don't always see, because I try to get myself together before you see it all. So, okay. So I'm going to put this headband back on. Since it's gray, the wig is gray, it's all good. So here we go. So I'm putting this on. And see, my headband is really, really wide. So what you can do with this headband, if you don't want it to be this wide, is you can like grab it in the middle and fold it in. I've seen some people do that with my headbands. They just fold them in so that it's not as wide. So you can do that if you want to. I like mine really wide, but I'm going to fold this in so that you can make it smaller. Yeah. Yep. See? There we go. And let's see. Do I have this on the right side? Yeah. Okay, so here she is. She's long. And I'm not, me, I'm not the baby hair person. Sometimes what I do is I just like to pull some of my hair down. I don't necessarily do the baby hair thing with my own hair, but I can pull it out and, just let it kind of sit out. But I don't do baby hairs really, or swoops for that matter. Just grab it down there, no big deal. Okay, so let me just brush her a little bit. Like bring her over my headband a little bit. See, I like that she's yucky. Now, more than likely, I would cut her because she's too long for me. But now I know if Weezy had this wig, if Weezy had this wig, she would not cut it. I'm trying to think, are there short pieces up there? Is that what I'm seeing? Oh, look, there's some short pieces up here. I don't like that. They got a few short pieces up there. But I'm going to stand up so you can see how long she is on me. If I can get my chair to move. Okay, let me show you how long she is. Whoa, look at that. Look how long she is. Man, that's a lot of hair. That's a lot of hair. Look at that. I'm going to turn around so you can see. See if I can bend down some. Look at that. That's a lot of hair. Oh, yeah, Weezy, of course you'd say that. Weezy said the longer the better. She likes long hair. So, yeah, so she's real long. If you guys like long, she's long. I just like the color. I mean, when you get a gray wig, I think it should be charcoal, I think charcoal is a great color. Now, like I said, what I would do, if this wig does not end up on my website, I would actually cut this because for me, it's a little long. But yeah, so if you guys, I'm just going to put on some earrings to make it look halfway decent. But if you guys are interested in London, there she is again. It's by It's a Wig. And like I said, I have not reviewed anything by It's a Wig in a long time. But yeah, you don't see too many charcoal. That's true. Because they don't make too many. I think Outre has a, some of Outre's wigs are DR marble gray. And at least that's a little darker than like the wig that I did the other day, the Bobby Boss wig that I did the other day, the really, really light white one. That's a little light for me. I feel like it's a little light for me. But I like this. This is a great color gray. If my hair would come in gray like this, that would be awesome. And see, I just love the fact that it's not like real silky. It's kind of a light yucky. I like that. And I like the color. Yeah, this is cool. I really do like this. This is nice. This is a nice wig. And oh, you know what? If this was a lace front, even if it was just like a lace part, I would love, love, love it even more if it was a lace part. Because, yeah, so I'm looking out for some lace part wigs that are this color. I wish somebody else would come out with. And you know what? Since It's a Wig is offering this wig in this color, they probably, it's called London. It's called London. It's called, actually, she has a long name. It's called HWAW London Girl. That's it. HWAW London Girl by It's a Wig. And this color is charcoal gray. Yeah, you're right, Clay. You're right, Clay. That wig had a little bit too much white in it for me. But I did it. I did it for y'all because, I mean, like I said, some people have been asking me to do those wigs, and I've been doing them. So, yeah. Okay, so now that we've done that, again, if you guys are interested in London, when this video is done processing, I will put the information for London in the description section, and I will put a link to where I got her. I think I got her from DevaTress, believe it or not. I have not bought anything from DevaTress.com in a long time, but I think I got it from them. Okay. All right. Next thing we're going to do. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to talk to you guys about the Outre wigs that are dropping. I mean, they're dropping like out of the sky. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but as wig reviewers, we have seen more Outre wigs come out in the past month, I'd say, than I think in the whole year last year. I mean, and I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. They keep dropping them, just dropping them, dropping them, dropping them. And I don't know what's going on with Outre, but I mean, they're killing me because of the fact that, and see, I'm getting gray right up here. They're killing me because they're putting out so many wigs that we can't keep up. It's hard to keep up, you know, and if you want to review them, you know, Outre is out of control. They're wearing us out. I was talking to Brittany, Hearts and Cake 90 the other day. She was saying the same thing. She said, they're wearing us out because there's so many wigs that are coming out. It's hard for us to keep up. So when you guys, the reason I'm saying this is because if you guys are looking for certain wigs and you want to know why we don't have this one or why we don't have that one, it's because there's just so many. There's so many. It's just really hard, you know, because some of us do not get them for free. Some of us have to actually buy them. I think Outre gave me one wig once. And the reason they gave me that wig is because I did something for them. They asked me to do something for them. Oh, I know what it was. I went on their website and I saw something wasn't correct. They had put the wrong picture next to the wrong wig or something. And I said, hey, what's going on with this? And they said, oops, that's a mistake. Thanks for telling us. You want a wig? Which one? And so I said, oh, yeah, I want one. So they sent me Leyla because that's the one I asked for. But other than that, I don't get wigs from reviewers. I mean, from manufacturers like that, except, you know, I think I'm getting some from Bobbi Boss and they're cool. But I mean, on the regular, I'm not getting Outre wigs from anybody. And I have to buy them. And so just like, and Weezy said, by the time we order it, it's delivered. They dropped another one. You're absolutely right. By the time we order one wig, they have dropped a new wig. And it's like, oh my goodness. I mean, didn't I just see this one up here? And then it's like, it's almost become a ritual. Like on Monday morning, I will look on the Outre website and lo and behold, they've got new wigs. And so I will contact a couple of the wig reviewers and I'm like, guess what? Here's another set. What are we going to do? Are we going to do them or not do them? So what do you think about 360 or lace wigs? You know what? I have never done a 360 wig, Lynn. And I know what you mean. They're the kinds that you can like glue them all the way around. I have to tell you that I am not a big fan of gluing that wig down. I'm just not. I know that I have the bedhead, hard head, and that works really well. And other people use things like bold hold and all that stuff. Gluing a wig down is painful for me because in order to get it done right, it takes time. And if I'm going to review a wig that's like that, and I'm going to spend that much time on it, I really want somebody to pay me. I don't want to do it on my own because it's just too time consuming. If I was getting paid to do the review, oh, I'd be doing it. But I don't really like it because it's just too much work. And let me give you an example. Of the Outre wigs that they have out, the reason I love DEETS so much and the reason I love Leyla so much is because neither one of those wigs is a glue down. They are lace fronts, but they're like lace parts. They're not like parted all over the place. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it is a lot of units. But if I have a wig that I can like do a 13x6 or 13x4, it's just too much trouble for me. And you know, maybe it's just because I'm not as experienced as some people, but I just don't like it. And at my age, I think I'm just tired of gluing down. Yeah, I think you're right, Clay. I think that glue downs are for a special occasion. I really do believe that. That would be my take on it. I only want to do it when I absolutely have to do it. If I'm going to somebody's wedding or even a funeral, you know, things like that. Once the COVID is over, oops, I gotta stop saying that word. Once that situation is over, you know, I would do it, you know, for those situations, but not every day. I would prefer to have a lace part wig. And yeah, I'm getting a lace part wig soon by Bobbi Boss. It's called Leyla. It's a brand new wig and it's a left side part, and you know I'm a lefty. And I'm really looking forward to getting that wig because you see the color of this here. The wig that's coming is brown, but it has really thin pieces of gray in it almost like somebody who's naturally going gray. And that's why I'm excited about that wig. So when it comes, I'm going to be doing a review on it probably next week, because it has little strands of gray, like this color gray in it. And I'm so excited because I thought that looks like somebody who's going gray naturally. And when I saw the picture of it, I thought, I cannot wait to see it. Yeah, me too. Love yourself, because I've not seen it. But I'm looking forward to it because it looks like it's a natural progression of somebody going gray. And I thought, that's perfect. Perfect wig. Perfect wig. Okay, so what else do I have on my list that I want to talk to you guys about? Yeah, it's the glue down. It's just, I mean, people who do it really well, I would suggest you go watch them. And I'm going to tell you who I think does it really well. Okay, Weezy says, I love a good lace frontal and melting it down. I love that they actually have a thinner hairline than a lace part. Yes, and Weezy, you do it really well. You're really good at it. Weezy's really good at it. So if you haven't watched Weezy, you should go to her channel and watch her. She does them really well. Natural Joy does them really well. Dominique A, of course, she's the queen of the glue down. If you have never gone to Dominique A's website, you need to go and see her YouTube channel, because she is the queen of glue down. She's been gluing down wigs for a few years now, and she's got like 150,000 subscribers or something like that. Maybe more than that. Maybe it's 450,000. I don't know. Anyway, she got a lot of subscribers, and she does a perfect job of gluing things down, and she shows you really close. Her face is like in a camera like this. She's going to have her face in the camera like this while she's showing you what she's doing. So, yeah, so she's a really good person to learn from as well. So, okay. Oh, I know what the next thing I want to talk to you guys about before we go to the giveaway is, I wanted to talk to you. Okay. Oh, yeah. I want to talk to you guys about my vegan journey. I wanted to just tell you really quickly, and if you don't know, I have turned vegan. I'm not eating meat anymore, and I want to explain how that happened, just briefly. So my husband and I are big barbecuers, and we'll barbecue in the backyard in 2 minutes, like ribs, chicken, pork chops, burgers, dogs, whatever. We never need an excuse to barbecue. And we have been trying to find a good diet so that we could lose some weight, because we really needed to both lose weight. We just went to the doctor a couple weeks ago, and both our doctors said it's time. yeah, that's right, Neil. So both our doctors said it's time for us to work on losing weight. I have tried a few things. I was going to do the Mediterranean diet, and that didn't work real well. I did some cleansing and stuff like that. But my husband, who always eats meat, was the one who turned us vegan. And it was a shock for me. But let me tell you what happened. I was in my room. I think I was, doing something with wigs or whatever. And my husband was in his man cave. And he called me in there and he said, come here, I want you to see this. And so I go in there, and he has this program on where they're talking about, I think it was the Tennessee Titans football team. And the Tennessee Titans football team, their whole team has gone vegan. If you can believe that, an NFL football team, they don't eat meat anymore. And I was like, no, that's not possible. But what happened was, one of the team members on the show we were watching, one of the team members, his wife is a chef, and she started cooking vegan for him. Just the one, Derek Morgan, I think is his name. And her name is Charity. Derek Morgan was a football player who she was cooking for, her husband. And the food was really good, and he was losing weight and gaining energy. He was gaining energy on the field. And the other teammates were like, what? How can you be gaining energy, have more energy than us, and we're eating meat and you're not? You're eating plants. So he told them, come by the house and my wife will fix you some food. And so the guys went, and they showed a picture of all the football players at her house, or his house, and she fixed all this vegan food, and they loved it. They were like, oh my God, this is great. So the coach decided to put the whole team on a vegan diet. And they have all improved so much that they think they're going to the championship. But anyway, so what I did was I said, well, okay, well, what do you think about this? And my husband said, well, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. But the one thing that convinced him, hey, Dana, the one that we're talking about my vegan journey. The one thing that convinced him to do it was because somebody said, okay, why do you eat meat? You eat meat because the cows and the pigs and the chickens are eating the plants, and you're getting those nutrients from the plants, right? From those chickens or those cows or whatever. They're getting the nutrients from the grass and the grain that they're eating. And then you're eating the chicken to get the nutrients that they ate from the grass and the grains. So why have them in the middle? Why have the animal in the middle between you and the vegetables? So my husband was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. I'm eating the meat to get to the nutrients. And so why do that? So he says, let's try it. So we started trying it, and I did it with just her recipes. The woman who was the chef for the Tennessee Titans, she has a website. Her name is Charity Morgan. And I put it in here. Charity Morgan, this is her website. It's charitymorgan.com, I think it is. And she has a lot of recipes on her website that are vegan. But the difference between her and other food that I've eaten that is supposed to be vegan is the flavor. She puts more spices and herbs in her food to make it taste really, really good, that I'm telling you, we have not missed meat in the past month. We have not had meat in the past month because we've just been eating her recipes. I lost 10 pounds. My husband lost 20. And I'm so happy because I was trying to get this 10 pounds off, and I did just by eating her food. And it's good. And it really tastes good. And now she told me, I actually hit her up on Facebook, and she's writing a book. She's writing a cookbook. I said, yay, because her food is so good that I'm telling you, you are not going to miss the meat. You're not going to miss it. I mean, honestly, it's so good. I mean, some people who are like serious carnivores and have to have meat, they're probably never going to be convinced to eat vegan. But if you're willing to check it out and you're willing to try something different and you want to feel good about yourself, really, I would go to her website and at least try one of her recipes and see what you think. Yeah, healthy living. That's what we're doing. And hey, like I said, I am 62. I'm going to be 63 in January. I'm going to be 63 in January, and I have got to take care of myself. I've got to take care of myself. And so that's why I'm doing this. So anyway, okay, enough of my vegan journey. So anyway, so I've been putting the food that I'm eating and stuff on my Instagram. So if you guys want to go and look there, I've got some of the food that I'm eating there. Oh yeah, the taste is really there in her recipes. The taste is there. The taste is there. So, okay, so let's move on. Now I'm going to do the giveaway. I'm going to do one of the giveaways, and then we're going to talk about something else, but I'm going to do one of the giveaways right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give away 3 headbands of your choice. So what I want you guys to do is, after whoever wins the giveaway, go to my website and pick out 3 headbands, and I will send you those headbands. Just pick them out, and then in my Instagram, or in my Instagram, give me your address. So in my Instagram, you can private message me. And oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, Kelly, thank you for going and checking it out. Oh yeah, Dana. Yeah. Oh, you're a pectarian? What is a pectarian? Oh, you have vegan wigs. Okay. I don't know what a pectarian is. Tell me what that is. Yeah, but yeah, Charity does have some really good recipes. But I don't know what a pectarian is, so you have to tell me. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do is have you guys guess the number of hours that I was sewing yesterday. Yesterday, I made 24 headbands, and I need you to tell me the number of hours that I made, that I spent sewing, And the person who has the right number of hours, you'll get to choose 3 headbands from my website, and I will send them to you. Yeah, I don't know what a pescatarian is. Oh, seafood is the only meat that you eat. Oh, it's called pescatarian. Oh, I'm sorry. Pescatarian. Okay, so y'all start guessing how many hours did I sew yesterday to make those 24 headbands? And the first person who guesses is going to win. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Keep guessing. Okay, Kelly J, you got it. It was 5. Kelly got the answer right. It was 5. It was 5. Kelly J got it. So Kelly, I want you to go to my website at slg58headbands.com and pick 3 headbands. And then you can go to my Instagram. If you're on Instagram, go to my Instagram and leave me a DM of your address so that I can send you the headbands. Okay? Congratulations, Kelly J. Yay. Okay, yeah, go ahead and do that. So a pescatarian is somebody who eats seafood but not meat. That's interesting. I have to ask my husband if he's interested in doing that because he loves seafood, and it's not as fattening as like chicken and beef and stuff. Oh yeah, sewing is fun. And if you're not familiar with my sewing journey, I actually talk about that in my my first video when I'm introducing my headbands. When I said I was on Etsy, my first video, I kind of give you guys a background of my sewing. So if you've not seen that video, go and check that out. The first video that I did on opening my store, I talked about my sewing journey and how long I've been sewing. So yeah. So okay, I'm gonna do another giveaway, but before I do the giveaway, I need to explain something to you guys that just happened recently. And anybody who's on here who reviews wigs knows what I'm talking about. You purchased a handheld sewing machine. Tell me how that goes, Lilani. Tell me how that goes, the hand sewing machine. Recently, YouTube made a change for us as reviewers. And what they're doing now is, and you guys are probably familiar with the whole monetization thing. For us to get monetized, meaning for them to put ads on our YouTube channel, we have to have 4,000 hours of watch time. And you guys are probably familiar with that. You have to have 4,000 hours of watch time in order to get monetized. Yeah. And YouTube has changed the plan. If you are not monetized, they are telling us that they're going to put ads on your website, on your YouTube channel anyway, and not pay you. So if I don't get monetized soon, they're going to start putting ads on my channel and not paying me for the ads that are running. And they're going to be such that you cannot stop them. I mean, you can't skip them. They're going to do a thing where you can't skip them. And they're going to do a thing where they can put them in the middle of your video while you're talking. Next thing you know, an ad pops up. I hate those. But yeah, so that's what they're doing. So if you're not monetized, like if one of you have a small channel that you just started and you have a long ways to go to get monetized, they're going to start putting ads on your channel and not pay you because you're not monetized. And so I'm like 100 hours away from monetization now. I think I'm about 120, something like that, hours away, watch time hours away. But yeah, Dana says it's so frustrating how they keep doing things like that. YouTube isn't about creating anymore, only making money. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, so they're going to start putting ads on your channel if you're not monetized until you get monetized. So yeah, so if you're not in the partner program is what they call it, then you're SOL basically, because they're going to put the ads on there anyway. And they're going to put ads on there that interrupt the viewing experience. So that means in the middle of my video, an ad might pop up and you can't do anything about it, but wait till it, and they're also trying to not let you skip ads anymore so that you can't hit that skip ads button. So, I don't know what well, like you said, Dana, they're just trying to make more money. So I'm trying to hurry up and get my monetization done. I should have done it a long time ago. Because if I had done more live videos, I probably would have got more time, but I didn't because I chose to stop doing live at 5 so I can spend time with my husband. But yeah, so I'm still not going to start doing them like every single Sunday. I need about 120 or 130 hours still, Dana, before I get monetized. And you guys have been really, really great. I want to thank you because a lot of you have been watching my stuff, been binge watching my stuff, and I'm still not getting all my hours done. I think it's like, yeah, I think I need 120 hours or 130 hours or something like that I need to get monetized. And I'm not trying to get you guys to go and, binge watch my stuff. I'm just saying that it's just taken a long time to get those last few hours done. But yeah, but whatever you can do, I certainly appreciate it. But yeah, so what they're doing is I feel bad. Thank you, Dana. I feel bad about that for new people. Like there's a girl that I just started watching. She is so cute. Her name is Charity something or Chastity something. And she did a wig review the other day on the new Outre wig called Audrina. Man, she's beautiful. And she only has like 700 subscribers. So they're really going to be screwing her and people like her because she's got a long ways to go to get 4,000. And yeah. So it's just, it's very sad. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys doing that. And yeah, because yeah, that's just, they're just doing what they need to do, I guess, to make money or whatever. But yeah. So yes, so that girl, I think her name is Chastity. Let me find her because you guys need to go watch her. I'm going to go on YouTube real quick so I can see if I can find her. But I just saw a review of hers and she's just the cutest little thing. And I think she's got like 600 subscribers or something. I don't remember, but she doesn't have many. And but she's really cute and she does a really great job. If I can find her video, she is just darling. And you guys need to go and watch her. I'm surprised they're not showing me her here on YouTube. I'm looking. Usually they'll show you the people that you subscribe to, but I'm not seeing her for some reason. But when I find her, I'll send I'll put the link in the bottom because, oh, wait a minute, this is her. I think this is her. Nope, that's not her. That's somebody else. No, I don't know why they're not showing me this girl. But anyway, she's really cute and she does a really good job. She's new, and I mean, you can tell she's new. She's having her little issues with, just getting started. But yeah, she's real cute. Her name is Charity or Chastity or something like that. But I'll put her information down in the description when this video processes because you guys need to go check her out. But yeah, it's just going to be sad for people like that who have just started and have not been able to get monetized really fast. I mean, some people get monetized really, really fast. Like, Is That Your Hair? She got monetized really, really fast because she already had a big IG following, Instagram following. And she brought all her Instagram people over to YouTube. And that's what helped her get going. So, yeah. So I just want to tell you guys that because that's kind of a funky, kind of messed up thing that's going on. And yeah. For those of you who are new to me and my channel, I started off my just working career as a television reporter, TV news reporter. Some of you guys know that. Most of you guys know that. But one thing I wanted to do real quick before we do this next giveaway is I want to explain to you guys how I got in that business because a lot of people wonder how folks get to certain places, what they do, what they had to do, who they knew or whatever. And sometimes it's who you know, but sometimes it's just hard work. So I just wanted to kind of briefly explain to you guys how I ended up getting into television news when, again, it's one of those careers that's not easy to break into. So I'm just going to tell you really briefly what happened to me. When I was really young, I got married early. I mean, I got married when I was 18. I had my son at 19. I got divorced at 20. So it was one of those kind of things. And I felt like, man, I wasted like the last few years of my life, getting married and having a kid and all that stuff, and not like really pursuing my education like I should have, because I should have went to college with everybody else and I didn't. Instead, I got married and had a kid. But we didn't stay together. He went off to Korea or somewhere, and I went back home. And so I started working in this factory, and I was like, I'm really feeling bad, because I would be like a junior in college by now, or at least a sophomore, and everybody else was in school and I wasn't. And I was feeling really down about that. I mean, love my son. He's wonderful. He's grown now. But the thing is, I just felt like I made a bad choice. So that was a big motivator for me to go ahead and focus on me in terms of my career. So I was working in this factory, and we made little parts. Have you seen the little rubber piece that's in the test tube when they take your blood? They're like orange and black and all that kind of stuff. Those things. I worked in a factory that made those. And I worked there for 6 years. The first 4 years that I worked there, the first 2 years that I worked there, I just had no, desire to go back to school or anything. I just felt like it was too late for me. I did. And I was like 22. I was 22 and thought it was just too late. It was too late to go to college. Everybody that would have gone with me are almost out. I'm going to be too old. That was my thought. That's dumb. But at 22, that's the way I felt. So one day while I was in the factory, this girl who I work with had gone away to DC for the weekend. And when she came back, all she did was talk about all these people that she met who were attorneys and doctors and, doing all these kinds of things in Washington. And she was so impressed by them and all the stuff that they were doing and the lifestyle they were living and all that kind of stuff. And she said, I'm going to go to school so that I can do what they're doing. And I said, me too. And of course, she didn't have a child, or anything to take care of. But I was like, if she can do it, I can do it. So she started college. She went to Central State in Ohio. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Central State, but she went to Central State. And I went to Wright State, which is in Dayton, in Ohio. So I started school. So we were both going to school and working full time. So I had a son to raise, who at that time, I believe, was like 5. I think my kid was like 5 when I started school. So I had to get somebody to watch my son while I was in school. Plus I'm working full time. Remember, I'm still working full time at my factory job. And I'm going to school part-time, So when I got to college, and they were doing stuff like having the beer bash on the weekend and wanting you to pledge a sorority and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, I am sorry. I do not have time to do this. I'm on a mission. I can't pledge nothing. I can't be in, go to your beer bash party or nothing, because I got to go to work, because I got a kid, and I have to get my grades so that I can get out of here and go do something with myself. So I really had to be focused. At 22, I really had to be focused on what I wanted. And ever since I was a kid, I wanted to write. I knew I was going to be a writer. I didn't know in what capacity I was going to be one, but I knew I was going to be a writer. So I decided to major in journalism. And that's what I did at Wright State. I majored in journalism. And after, I think, the first 2 years, in school, I started thinking, what am I going to do when I graduate? How am I going to get a job? How am I going to convince some television station to hire me when I don't have any experience? I have no idea what the business is about except what I'm learning in school. So that's when I decided that I needed to find some kind of an internship. So girlfriend is working full time. She's raising a kid. She's trying to go to school part time. And now she's going to do an internship all on top of that. But hey, I was on a mission. So I started working weekends at a newspaper, because I thought, okay, on the weekends, my son is going to be at his grandmother's. I'm going to go to the newspaper and I'm going to do whatever they ask me to do so I can get some experience. So I started working at a newspaper called the Dayton Daily News. I started working there, right? So yeah, I was working on the weekends. I was getting like $25. I think I got $25 for the whole weekend to work at the paper. Yeah, $25. So I'm working my full-time job. I'm going to school part-time, trying to raise my kid, and doing an internship at the newspaper on the weekend. So the good thing about being at the paper is I got a chance to meet a lot of people who were really seriously into writing, and they helped me a lot. I learned a lot from them. And then I met some ladies who were writers there who told me about an organization called NABJ, which is the National Association of Black Journalists. And so they said, you got to join NABJ. If you want to get a job, you got to join. So I joined NABJ, and my first convention that I went to with them was in Atlanta. And let me just tell you what that experience was like. When I went to my first convention of journalists, I was floored because I'm sitting in a hotel at the bar watching people walk by that I've seen on television. I'm seeing Lester Holt, and I'm seeing Kenneth Walker, and I'm seeing, any Black person that you've ever seen on television, they're walking past me. And I'm like, oh my God, who are they? This place is like awesome, because I'm seeing all these people I see on TV. I'm seeing all these people I've read about in the newspaper, and it's all Black folks, and they're all supporting each other. And I thought, this is like heaven for me as a writer. This is what I need. I need these people. So I started walking up to everybody I could think of. If you work for CBS News, I went up there and started talking to you. If you was working for NBC, I started talking to you. If you were working for the New York Times, I started talking to you. I had a stack of business cards like that when I came back from that convention, because I was like, I'm going to keep in touch with all these people because I want to do what they're doing, but I don't want to make the mistakes that they made. So I listened really hard when they told me the things that they did wrong and what not to do. So I said, okay. So then when I went back home, when I finally finished my degree, before I finished my degree, I did another internship. I did one at a radio station. It was called WDAO in Dayton. I did an internship with them. And all they really did was have me go to concerts with them and give people their drinks and stuff. I'll never forget the one concert that I went to was, I don't know if you guys remember this woman, but she's a really old school woman named Millie Jackson. And Millie Jackson was a singer, and she used to sing for people who go to the Elks Club and drink, with the drink in your paper bag, that kind of stuff. She used to entertain those kind of people. And Millie Jackson was backstage at this concert that I went to. Yeah, nasty Millie Jackson, that's her. I'm glad you said that because that's her. Millie Jackson was nasty. And Millie Jackson was the concert that I had to work on. And when I was backstage with the radio station, Millie Jackson was screaming and hollering and cursing because somebody didn't bring her the right kind of beer. She told them that she wasn't going on stage until she got her beer. It was just hilarious. It was hilarious. But yeah, so at the radio station, I got a chance to meet crazy people like that. But then I also got to see what the radio business was like. Yeah. And I thought, I don't know if I want to do radio. I'm thinking maybe I'll try TV. Thanks, Sabrina. Thank you so much. The information is going to be in the description section for the hair, and my headbands, of course, are on my website. This one I created for NCCU. So if you know anybody from North Carolina Central, I created this headband for them. Anyway, so after I did the internship at the radio station, I went to back to class, and I was in class, and one of the guys who was taking one of my classes was an anchor at the local station, because I was taking a political science class. Oh, you were a radio promoter? Get out. Yeah, you know. So I was in a political science class, and there was a guy in the class who I knew was a local anchor. And I said, you know what, Faith? You need to go over to him and you need to ask him to have coffee with you or something, because you need to figure out how you can get into that television station and get some tapes made, because if you don't get some tapes made, you're not going to get a job. So I went over to him and I asked him to go to coffee with me, and he did, and he got me in. So, and I didn't sleep with him or anything, okay, just so you know. He got me into the television station in Dayton. It was called WHIO, Channel 7. His name was Jim Baldridge. And Jim Baldridge was the coolest guy. And he was the anchor for their 6 o'clock show or whatever. And so Jim got me this internship. And what I was supposed to do at the television station was I was supposed to just run around and give people coffee and rip scripts and stuff like that. I'm like, no. When I get in here, somebody's going to put me on the air. And they were like, are you kidding? Nobody that's an intern gets on the air. I'm like, I am. I'm going to get on the air because I have to have a tape before I leave here so that I can send it out when I graduate so they can see what I look like on camera. And if I can't do it here, then I ain't going to be able to do it. So every weekend, every single weekend, I went to the assignment desk and I said, let me do that story. Let me do that story. Anything that nobody wanted to do, like the state fair. Nobody wanted to cover the state fair. Nobody wanted to do nothing about jelly jars or any of that kind of stuff. You know, they didn't want to do the cow contest or whatever it was. I said, I'll do it. I don't care what it is. I'll do it. Just let me go do the story. I'll do it. So eventually they got tired of me bugging them and they said, okay, we're going to give you a photographer and you're going to go out and cover that story and you better come back with something that's decent. So that's what I did. That's what my first story was. I did the blue ribbon pie eating contest or something at the fair and I had a tape. So after I did that story, they let me do 9 more. So before I left that station, I had 10 stories on my tape. Yes, I had 10 so that I could send that tape out to television stations all across the country so that they could see that I did something. I had something to show. So the problem was I only had 1 tape. So I could only send it out to 1 station and hope and pray that they send it back because I wasn't smart enough to get them to make copies. So dumb me, I ended up doing it this way. I said, okay, I got 1 tape. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to write letters to the news directors all over the country. I'm going to write letters and I'm going to say, if you're interested, then I'll send you a tape. That way I'm not sending my tape out and not getting it back. Because once I got into television, I began to see that when people do stuff like that, when they send you tapes, they go on a big file 13. They're like, oh, there's another one. There's another kid out of college wants to come to our station. Throw it in this file 13. And I'm like, no. So I wasn't trying to go there. So I said, I'm just going to write a bunch of letters until somebody says they want to see it. So guess how many letters girlfriend had to write? 60. I wrote 60 letters to 60 TV stations until one said yes. One said, send me the tape. 60. I had to send 60 out. Because when you're brand new, you know, they're not like trying to see no kid out of college. They've got people that are rotating. You know, it's like there's 5 jobs in television and people just keep changing seats. You know, it's just like that. So I was surprised and I was glad because the guy that hired me was really nice. He was more of a radio guy than a TV guy, but he was my first news director. And the town that I went to for my first job, drum roll, was Rock Island, Illinois. Who ever heard of Rock Island? At least I hadn't, not at the time. I hadn't heard of Rock Island. But I said, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to Rock Island, Illinois, and I'm going to be a TV reporter, and I'll just start there and work my way up. So the day that I had to go to Rock Island, it was 24 degrees below zero, and I had to drive my little Ford Fiesta from Ohio to Illinois in the snowstorm. I was determined to get that job. My mother said, be careful. And my father said, keep pouring some of that no freeze into your gas tank every now and then. So that's what I did. I had my son stay with his grandmother while I was gone. And I went there and started my job in Rock Island, Illinois. And my very first story that I did for them was a court case, which was wild because I was not prepared to do anything like that. There was a city council meeting one evening, and city council was something that's just like boring. I mean, who wants to go to a city council meeting? But that's what I had to cover. So I went to the city council meeting with this photographer, and the photographer said to me, he said, Faith, he said, do you know what you want me to shoot? And he meant, what video do I want him to take? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. I've never done this before. Oh, Rock Island? Get out. Oh, no. So Rock Island. Okay, well, that's where I was. So I'm at this city council meeting, and this photographer says, you have to tell me what you want me to shoot. He said, I'm not just going to take pictures of everything in here. He said, I'm not going to waste my tape. He said, you need to know what you want, and you need to tell me. And I'm like, I don't know. I've never done this before. I don't know what to tell you to shoot. He said, Faith, you better get it together. He says, because I don't have time to be wasted. So I just said, okay, take a picture of him, take a picture of him, take a picture of the place. I didn't know. So then when I got back to the station, the producer, and the producer is the person who writes the show. She decides what stories are first, second, and third and all that. She decides how much time weather gets and how much time sports guy gets and all that stuff. And yeah, there's nothing to do in Rock Island. We went to the Rock Island Brewery a lot of times, but that was about it. So anyway, I get back to the station. The producer says, you're the top story. Seriously? I'm the top story. And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. You guys know I've never done this before. So she puts me in the newsroom, and she has me sit on the side of the desk. So the camera's set up in front of me, and she's in my ear telling me that she's going to go live to me. She's going to tell me, they give you a countdown in your ear and tell you when to go live. I was a nervous wreck. I was sitting there like I have no idea what to do. So when she told me to go live, I'm sitting there like this. And she went to break. And when they go to break, that means they go into a commercial. So she went straight to a commercial. And she was like, then she starts hollering in my ear. She said, Faith, what's wrong with you? Why didn't you say anything? You were live. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. So that was my very first experience doing a live report. And after that report, I said to myself, that will never happen again. I am going to be prepared the next time. I'm going to know what I want from the photographer. I'm going to know what I'm going to say. When she comes to me, I'm going to have it already written. I'm going to know what I'm doing. So I started talking to all the other reporters. And of course, I'm calling up my people from NABJ, and I'm saying, okay, when you're at CBS now, but what were you doing when you went to a little station? So I'm talking to people trying to get some help so that I don't lose my job, right? And after that happened, ever since then, I became the best live reporter they ever had. They could put me in front of a camera and I could talk all day. I'm going to tell you about the trial. I'm going to tell you about the person on trial. I'm going to tell you about the person she talked to. I'm going to tell you about her mama. I can talk until the cows come home when I'm live. And even if it's last minute, I learned how to do it last minute. If I'm sitting in the newsroom and they said, oh, somebody just got shot, get the photographer and go. Girlfriend was on it. All you had to do was send me out there, give me a microphone, and I'm going to tell you the story. I made sure that I knew my stuff after I messed up that first time. And yes, I can talk all day. I was trained to talk all day. I learned how to do it. So from the morning, you would get in as a TV reporter at 9 o'clock. You get in the morning. Producer tells you what your story is, or you already have your story. You go out with a photographer. They assign you somebody. They'll say, okay, you go with Dirk. Dirk's going to take you and you're going to drive with him and you're going to go around town or whatever. You set up all your interviews in advance on the phone. You call these people and say, Senator such and such's office, I need to see him at X time of the day because we have some information on him that we think that he needs to rebut. Or somebody is saying this about, Senator so-and-so. And so we just want to get a response from him. Because if we don't get a response from you, we're just going to write what we want. And so when you said that, they would always say, okay, well, we'll set up some time for you to talk to him because we don't want you to just say anything. We want to get our side in. So that was always a good way to get your info. Yeah, Sabrina says it's interesting how a lot of news anchors sound the same. That's because we train our voices. Do you know how we do that? You know how you learn how to talk like a reporter? You go into a closet and you listen to your voice with a tape recorder, and you keep listening to your voice until you get so comfortable with your own voice that you know how to correct it. And then you get that voice. Well, this is Faith Knight from WHUR television. And I mean, you learn it. You learn it. You just learn it. Weezy says, where do the follow-up questions come from when they're on the air? Sometimes I like how they know to ask. Oh, girl, let me tell you, they don't know what to ask. You tell them. You tell them what to ask before they ask it. That's what happens. Like if I'm a reporter and I'm coming back to the station to do a live, or I'm not coming back. That's right. I'm not coming back to the station. I'm going to do my live, and the anchor is back at the station. I will call and I will send them a script, and I will write their intro to me. So that's what has to happen. I have to write it. So whenever they're reading the introduction before they introduce the reporter writes that for the anchor. So the anchor reads what I wrote. So I give him what to say, or her what to say. And then she says, now we're going to go live to Faith Knight, who's at X and X place, and she's talking about blah, blah, blah. So then I'll say, thank you, Julia. We're here at such and such and such a place. And then when the follow-up questions come, I've already given her the follow-up question. So she's asking me what I told her to ask me. So that's how that works. She doesn't just know. And see, it makes the anchors look like they know everything. That's not the case. The reporter gives the anchor the question, and the anchor asks the reporter the question. And the reporter will say, yeah, ask me this question, and then I'm going to say X, Y, Z, and then I want you to go to some video that I sent. And then when we come back from the video, ask me this question. So that's how it works. You give them the questions. They don't just ask you questions. Yeah, they would never do that because it would put you on the spot. And it would make you more nervous when you're live to be put on the spot. So you got to know what's going on. So it's all choreographed. Yeah, it's all choreographed. You said you thought someone was telling them in their ear what to say. I'm telling them what to say. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm telling them what to say because they don't know the story. I mean, they know it, but they don't know it that well. The only way that an anchor would know what to ask me is, let's say that it's an ongoing story. Let's say that I've been covering a trial for like 6 months. They may know a question to ask me because they're so familiar with the case, because I've been on the trial for 6 months. And they may ask a question based on what they know, but normally I have to know what they're going to ask me. They can't just put me on the spot like that. Unless it's a really simple question. Like, for instance, if they send me out on a plane crash, I don't have time to tell them the answers. I don't have time to tell them the answers to the questions. Or rather, I don't have time to tell them the questions. If I'm at a plane crash and we're live and they're talking to me and I'm out in the field, they have to ask me things that make sense. And I can either answer them or not. But I don't have time to give them a question to ask me in that situation. Like if we're covering the White House or we're covering a senator or something that is just normal stuff, you have time to give them the question in advance. But if it's live and it's not a planned live, because some lives are planned, some live shots are planned. But if it's an unplanned live, like at a plane crash that just happened and nobody knows anything about it, they have to ask me questions that make sense. Like they'll ask me stuff like, did you get a chance to talk to the police? Well, that's a basic question I can answer. Yes, I was able to talk to the police and this is what they said, X, Y, Z. I got it on my pad. Or they'll say, do you know the number of people who were killed so far? Well, I can say yes or no. Yeah, or the paramedics just told me that 5 people are dead so far. So those kinds of questions, I'm not giving them. Those kinds of questions, they're just going to ask me because they make sense to ask. You know, it makes sense for the anchor to ask me those kinds of questions. But if it comes to something else, that's like I said, something that's been happening, that, you know, like a trial or something, I usually give them the questions to ask me, because there may be something that came up in the trial that I thought was really interesting, and I want to answer the question. So I'll say, okay, they said that, let's see, what can I think of? They said that they talked to a guy at the grocery store, and she killed her husband with ant poisoning. So the guy at the grocery store said something really funny about the ant poisoning. So what I want you to do is ask me the question about the ant poisoning, or just ask me something like, did anything really interesting happen at the trial? That can be the question I give to them. And then I can answer the question about the guy who said something funny about the ant poison. So, I mean, it's that kind of thing. Weezy said, you all go ahead and click that thumbs up. Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah. Now, what was Sabrina's question? Did I miss it? Oh, how did you control your emotions during sensitive topics? Oh, okay. I'm going to tell you, Sabrina, that I did not. I did not control myself during a sensitive topic. There was one story that I covered that I did not control myself. It was a murder trial. And I had been covering the murder trial for a while. And we kind of expected the woman was going to get life in prison. But she got the death penalty. And I had been talking to and getting close to her family for months before the trial ended. And I think it got to me that they gave her the death penalty, because we weren't really expecting that. And like I said, I had gotten to know her family, and I was cool with her family. I do believe she did it. So I have to say that I do believe she did it. Oh, hey, Duana, you're not late. You're okay. I still got one giveaway. But yeah, so it says you have to ask. Yeah, you do. You have to ask nice, open-ended questions with people in those situations. With the family, I just got close to them and they trusted me. And so they would talk to me about anything. And when she got the death penalty, they did not want to talk to the press. The family did not want to talk to the rest of the press. And so just before the verdict came down, I went to the family out that was sitting out in the lobby, and I said, the jury's coming out. So when the jury comes out, I want you guys to go down to the basement, go straight to the basement when the jury comes out, because whatever the verdict is, all these other reporters are going to come after you. So I want you to go straight to the basement when the jury comes out, and I will meet you down there, and then we will talk about your reaction to the verdict. That way you don't have to talk to all these other reporters. You can just talk to me, because they trusted me. And so that's what they did. They went straight to the basement, and I knew where they had gone. So while the other reporters are running around trying to find the family, I went down there and talked to them with my photographer. Sometimes you have to do stuff like that. But yeah, so I did get a little emotional, and I was live during that verdict, because I mean, I didn't cry or anything like that, but I was visibly upset over it. But yeah, I'm convinced that she did it, though. I mean, I'm convinced that she did it. But I think because I had been covering it for such a long time, and I had gotten close to her family, it was a little bit difficult for me. And that same day that verdict came down, I don't know if you guys remember this guy, but Geraldo Rivera was there. Because at that point, CBS News had come down and NBC News had come down, because they knew that this woman was probably going to get the death penalty. So that's when the networks started descending on the little town. And yeah, Geraldo was there. And what upset me about Geraldo being there, do you know if she is still on death row? I think she is, if she has not already passed away, because she was older. She was an older woman when it happened, and that was a good 20 years ago. So she's probably passed away already if she did not get the death penalty. But they kept appealing and appealing and appealing. So I think she just died in prison. I think she just died in prison. But yeah, what I didn't like about Geraldo is he was, well, you know how he was. And so he took everything that was really, really sensational and kind of blew it up even more sensational, because that's what he does. I mean, that's his job. That's Geraldo. Weezy about to subscribe to you now. Yeah, go subscribe to Weezy if you have not already. Yeah, Geraldo was shock value. He really was. And like, so you know how long ago it was that I was a reporter. If I was reporting when Geraldo was reporting, you know how long ago that was. Weezy says, I hate that news is not what it used to be. They used to report the news unbiased, but now everyone gives their opinion. Yep. And it's funny, Weezy, because editorial news started happening just when my career was about to end. When I started getting out of television and I went to the internet, that's when I noticed that editorial started taking over real news coverage. And I have to say, we didn't do everything perfect back in my day. We tried to be as fair as possible, because that's what we were taught. We were taught to be fair. We were taught to try and be objective in everything that we did. We were taught not to put our opinions in the stories. And even when an anchor had an opinion, they would always put editorial in front of him. You know, I don't know if you guys remember that, but back in the day, if an anchor had something that he wanted to say personally about a subject, they had to put the words editorial in front of his body, so that you would know that this is not the station talking. This is his personal opinion. But now they don't do that. Everything is personal opinion in the news now for some reason. I don't know. They just kind of lost the whole idea of objectivity. I don't know why, but they did. But yeah, so anyway, that's a long story to tell you guys how I got into news. And I stayed in television for about 7 years. I worked at about 4 or 5 different TV stations, and then I moved into producing. I went to Tennessee and I became a producer for a television station there. So I produced the morning show and the 11 o'clock news. And I did that for about 6 months. Thank you, Lalani. And after I got out of producing, I produced in Chapel Hill too. I actually produced the UNC public television station. I was a producer there for about a year. You're in Memphis? I was in Knoxville. So after I got done producing, I moved to Washington. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about Fox, Weezy. We're not even going to talk about Fox. So I moved to Washington after I left Tennessee, and I started writing for NBC News there. Just writing. I wasn't doing any reporting. I was just writing. I was writing the anchor copy for the anchors. And then MSNBC came along, and they were looking for producers for the internet. And I was learning. It was when the internet first came out. That was like in the 90s, or that was like 1996 or something. When MSNBC launched, it was 1996. I was working at NBC, and they were looking for people who knew something about the internet. And so I had taken some classes, and I had also worked for a man in North Carolina who had software, a lot of software. So I started learning software. And so they made me I was the first web producer for MSNBC in Washington. So that was fun. Yeah, being the first is cool. So that was fun. I was the first producer that was in Washington as a web producer. And I worked for MSNBC for about 4 years. And then I went to Discovery Channel and started doing different type of writing. And from there, I just kind of moved out of the television business altogether. But so that was my story. That was my story. So now it's time for a giveaway. It's time for another giveaway, everybody. You guys ready? another giveaway. And this time, the first winner was Kelly J. And Kelly won 3 headbands. And she's going to give me her address so I can send her the headbands. But this giveaway is going to be a wig. And the wig I am giving away. Why did I leave television? Like I said, I moved to the internet. I moved to the web from on air. Yeah, I moved to the web. And then from there, I went to, like I said, Discovery Channel, and I started writing for their website. So after that, I just started becoming a web producer. I just did web stuff. I left news and went to, because I wanted to do the internet because it was a brand new thing. In '96, it was pretty much brand new. And I wanted to be on top of what was new. The internet was everything. It was brand new in '96. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to learn that. And so in order to learn that, I felt like I needed to leave the news business to go to Discovery, because Discovery was doing a lot of things on the internet that NBC wasn't doing. MSNBC, they didn't care. And a lot of the people at NBC didn't really understand the internet. Back then, they just didn't know what it was and what to do with it. It was so new that, I mean, they didn't even have computers in the newsroom. They didn't have computers in the news. I had the only computer in the newsroom because I was creating videos and putting them up on the internet from their news stories. And the reporters didn't even want to give me their stories. They're like, I'm not doing nothing for that internet thing. I already did my story. I'm going home. So they didn't understand what the internet meant back in '96. They just didn't. And since Discovery was doing a lot of innovative things, I wanted to go somewhere where I was going to learn, because I knew I wasn't going to learn if I stayed in NBC. I just knew. I mean, nobody could teach me anything because I knew more than they did, because nobody else knew the internet but me. So that's why I moved to went to Discovery. So yeah. Thank you, Tawana. This is I'll show you the cure card again. This is It's a Wig London in charcoal gray. And I put the information in the description section when the video's done. So we're going to do a giveaway, and let me tell you what the giveaway is. This giveaway is going to be a wig, and you guys know how much I loved my DeVita wig. And even though I showed in my video that I threw it away, I didn't throw it away. I kept it. And you guys also know that I really love the Leyla wig, and I kept that. And I love Leyla so much that I have bought another one. And I did cut the lace on this one, but I didn't wear it. So that's what I'm giving away. So let me show you. You guys remember, this is Leyla. And I have Leyla in a DR2 chocolate swirl. This wig, I think, retails for like $30, I think. Yeah, so I'm giving away Leyla in the color DR2 chocolate swirl, and all I did was cut the lace off. So the lace is cut off, but I didn't wear her. I think I did one video with her. I know what I did. I did that video where I did my second Q&A in this wig, and that's all I did. So here she is. So I'm giving her away, and you guys know this is serious business because I love my Leylas. so you guys know I must really love you to be giving this wig away. So I'm just going to back up so you can see her again. This is Leyla. And this is chocolate swirl. So you can see the color of her. She's a left side part. And she's left side. She got her little swoop going on, just like you saw in the picture. I'm going to brush her a little bit. But this is Leyla. And if you guys are familiar at all with her, she's a beautiful wig, and I am giving her away in the color DR2 chocolate swirl. Okay? So for the giveaway, you guys are going to have to guess again. So I'm just going to put her in here. When I send her to whoever wins, she's going to be just in the plastic bag. As you guys know, if you purchased wigs from me before, you know, like from my website, you guys know that I just send you the wig and the sleeve. I don't send the box and the hairnet, you know. So anyway, I'm just going to put her away. Put her over here. And the person who wins this wig, let's see. I knew what I was going to ask you, and now I'm trying to think what I was going to ask you. Shoot. What was I going to ask you to win this wig? I'm trying to think what it was. I had it in my head, and now I done lost it. Oh, let me think. I'll have it in a minute. Oh, I know what it was. The first person who can tell me how many vendors that I use to buy fabric for my headbands will win the Leyla wig. The first person who can tell me how many vendors I use, how many people I buy fabric from in order to, oh, Leilani, you got it already. It's 3. It's 3. Leilani got it. Congratulations, Leilani. It's 3. I have 3 vendors that I use to buy fabric from. So congratulations, Leilani. Make sure that you give me your address in the Instagram, or you can email me. Yeah. Let me put my email address in here. If you don't, and this goes for you too, Kelly. If you want to just email me your address, that might be better. So let me put my address in here, my email address. I can spell. OOD58@gmail. Okay, yeah. So Leilani and Kelly, send me your addresses, and I will ship out your headbands and your wig. Oh, and Kelly, don't forget, you got to tell me which 3 you want. You got to tell me which 3 headbands you want. And if you would take pictures in the headband and put them on Instagram, that'd be nice too. That would be appreciated too, Kelly, darling. If you take pictures in the headbands, that would be so lovely. I'd appreciate that. And I also want to just thank you guys for, oh, Nola, my first live. Thank you for your videos. I appreciate your perspective and agree with your opinion about baby hair. Yeah, I'm not a big baby hair person, unfortunately. Yeah, you've always wanted that wig. Oh, well, good for you, Leilani. You got it. You got it in chocolate swirl. I'm going to send it to you in chocolate swirl. I just want to thank you guys. First of all, let me just say this. I want to personally thank Dana Foster. Now, I know Dana is on here. I want to personally thank Dana Foster because Dana was one of the first people to go on my Etsy page and buy my headbands. And she bought a lot of them. She bought a lot of them. And plus she gave me some really good reviews. And that's really great because I was able to take some of her reviews or one of her reviews from my Etsy site and move it over to my Shopify site so that I could use it on my site so that people could see the nice review that she gave me. So I really appreciate that. Another girl named Renee did the same thing. Renee is not on here today, but I totally appreciate you guys that have gone on my site and bought my headbands. I'm so glad you like them. I make them with love. I really do because I really enjoy making them. Hey, Aya, how you doing? I really enjoy making the headbands and I enjoy using the different fabrics and textures and stuff. I'm just having a great time. And you guys are helping me out a lot. For those of you who didn't come in earlier, I'm going to show you my newest ones. These 2 headbands, I'm just showing you for the different sizes so you can see what a large and a medium looks like. This one is a medium and this one's a large, so you can see the difference. It's a little bit longer. The large is a little bit longer than the medium. And so this is one that I created for like you guys who might be trying to go out for the holiday, or even if you're having a party at your own house. So this one's got glitter on it, and I wanted to do a glittery one. So yeah, so I'm selling this one. It's not up on the site yet because I just made it today. So I just made these today. So I'm going to be putting these up on the website. And I also made this one, which is a new one I just created. And you guys are supposed to help me name this one. I still don't have a name for this yellow and black one. So you guys have to help me come up with a name for this one because I name all my headbands. And then I did this one for all you dog lovers. This is my little puppy headband that I created today as well. And I'm going to do cats too, but I got this material for these puppies because I thought this was so cute. So I wanted to give you guys some animals too. So yeah. So yeah. So yeah, you're going to give me a name. Beehive. Beehive is a nice name. It does kind of look like a yellow jacket kind of thing, doesn't it? Yeah, yellow jacket. That might not be a bad name. But yeah, Beehive is cute. Yeah. What's the Bodak? What's Bodak, Sabrina? The Bodak. Beehive is perfect. Yeah, Beehive's a nice one. I think I might use that one. Yeah. I'm a Yoki mom, so that is a cute headband. Okay. Yoki. What's Yoki? Oh, Yoki you mean the kind of dog you have? Is that what you mean when you're talking about Yoki? Love yourself? Is that what you mean? Oh, the falcons. Oh, that's right. What's the falcons' colors? They're black and red. Is that right? Black and red? The falcons are black and red. But you know who is somebody else black and red? Somebody else asked me to do a black and red. Oh, no, I know what it was. The Deltas asked me to do a cream and maroon or something. Yeah, the Deltas asked me to do Delta, Theta, whatever. I don't know what the sorority is, but they asked me to do, yeah, the widths are the same. Yeah, the widths are about 4 inches. It's about 4 inches wide, so it's pretty wide. And you can fold it in, though, because that's what I did with this one. You can fold it in if you don't want it to be too wide. But, yeah, they're about 4 inches wide, so they're wide. You can even do an updo with some of my headbands. So, yeah, and they're all different materials. Oh, Sabrina says it's a play off of Cardi B's song. Oh, I automatically thought of her Bodak Yellow song. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know I'm old, so you know I'm not a Cardi B fan. I'm pretty old school. Will there be new headbands on the site for Black Friday or Small Business Saturday? Yes. Yes, I'm putting out an ad for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, pretty soon. I'll be putting the ad up pretty soon. Yeah. But yeah, there's going to be a special. I haven't decided what the sale is going to be, but I'm going to have a sale for both for that, you know, for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever you guys call it, Small Business Saturday. Yeah, so for the whole weekend. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do make good gift basket gifts. They do. They make good Secret Santas and all those kinds of things that people do. Oh, Lalani says turquoise and chocolate or teal and brown would be a nice combo. Yeah, teal and brown sounds nice, Lalani. I think I might have to do that because somebody asked me for a brown headband too. Yeah, chocolate and turquoise. Yeah, that sounds pretty. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And like I said, I made this one for the North Carolina Central University people asked me to make this one. So I made this one probably about an hour ago. I made this this one with the gray because she said, oh, I'm NCCU. You got to make an NCCU if you're going to do HBCU headbands. Oh, I'm doing Spelman. My material for Spelman is on its way. So I'm doing a Spelman headband. I'm doing the Delta headband. This headband for NCCU. I have the FAMU headband up already. I have the AKA headband up. I have the Howard University headband is already up. So yeah, so I'm doing, no, I'm not in Atlanta. I'm not in Atlanta. I used to live in Atlanta. I lived in Atlanta for about 10 years. So yeah, so I'm doing, I'm trying to do HBCUs. So if you can think of any others that I haven't thought of, I would like to do more HBCU headbands. Like I said, the ones that I have up there now are just FAMU and Howard. And yeah, I have a tribal headband up there now, Love Yourself. There's a tribal headband. Matter of fact, it's called tribal. It's called tribal because I think maybe you asked me. I think somebody asked me for some kind of a tribal headband. I did put one up there. Yeah, you're 86, 2005, right? Yeah, so yeah, so I did I'm doing Spelman. I haven't done the Spelman headbands yet. But yeah, I'm putting these for NCCU up to tomorrow probably. And the ones that I showed you that I just made, I'm putting those up. And I'm making some other two-tone ones that are not necessarily for college. I have a lavender and purple two-tone. I have a pink and purple two-tone. And I also have a two-tone that's like this color. I have a two-tone that's like an orange and yellow. So I've got that two-tone as well. Thank you, Dewana. Yeah, I've been talking so much, I'm starting to choke. But we usually take it up to 7. So I'm going to take it up to 7. We already talked about Outre wigs, and I did want to talk about that because I thought that they were dropping them so fast that we can't keep up with them. I wanted to tell you guys something that I found out that, is something that I told the wig reviewers that I know, but it's also something that you guys need to know. There is a beauty supply store that I'm starting to work with in Texas. And they told me something that I did not think about that answered a couple of questions for me about why shipping takes so long sometimes from some of these websites. And the word that I got, and I'm just going to share this with you guys, the word that I got was that these online retailers that are selling wigs, like Elevate Styles and Sam's Beauty and places like that, that may be taking a long time when you order a wig. From what I was told, they are taking orders for wigs they don't have. Sabrina says, can you talk about how Outre has taken over the realistic hairline wigs? Sensational was that girl last year. Yes, Sensational was that girl last year. But Outre, I'll tell you what, I'll talk about Outre in a minute because I can explain to you what's going on with that too. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that what I found out is that they are taking our orders for wigs. They're taking our orders for wigs, and then they're ordering the wigs from the manufacturer. So they don't have the wig in stock. So if you go on there and there's a brand new wig that came out and you want it, some of them, I'm not saying all of them, because I think wig types, they pretty much deliver really fast. But some of these others that are taking a long time, like Elevate Styles and Sam's, those two in particular take a long time sometimes. They're ordering the wig from the manufacturer after you order the wig from them. So that's why it's taking a long time for you to get the wig, because they got to get it first. And then they're sending it to you. Now, I was told this by a beauty supply store that started an online site recently, where they're trying to start an online site. And they told me that that's what they were told from other retailers to do. And this person told me that the reason they were told that is because it keeps their inventory down and it saves them money so that they're not purchasing wigs in advance that don't get sold. And I understand that. Sabrina said, that's interesting. So they can order pieces instead of purchasing in bulk. Yeah. Yes. What about the shortage on lace? That lace shortage thing, Dewana, I don't know. It may or may not be true. I think with all the headband wigs that came out, that kind of gives you an indication that the lace shortage was real, because a lot of these human hair companies, especially, who could sell a full wig with lace, have been pushing headbands. And I'm thinking they were probably pushing the headbands because of the fact that the lace was short, because otherwise they'd be pushing their regular wigs. Aya says they typically will get a small order on hand. It's a common practice. Yeah. So that's just the answer, basically. I will get the gold and blue from my son's college for Angelo State. Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Anil. Dana says, I believe it because on 2 instances I was told the delay was because the wig was still en route for the manufacturer. There you go. Yep, blue and yellow. That's right, Anil. So yeah, so that's what's happening. Some of them probably have the wig, some of them don't. In my experience, wig types, even though I hate the fact that they charge me so much for shipping, wig types is quick. And that's probably why, because they're charging me $11 for shipping. But I usually get my wig from Wig Type in a couple of days. So if I want to review, if I see a wig on Friday and I want to review it on Monday, Wig Types is on it. A lot of times I'll get my wig fast from them. Sometimes faster than I expected. The only ones that I really found issues with was Elevate Styles and Sam's. I ordered 2 wigs from Sam's a week or so ago, and I still haven't even seen the shipping for that wig yet. Those wigs. So I don't know what's going on. But the only other company that I like to shop at that sends me wigs fast is So Good BB. And I go to So Good BB because I am in North Carolina, and So Good BB is in Duluth, Georgia. And Duluth, Georgia is like right above Atlanta. And so Duluth is closer to me than even Atlanta is. And since So Good BB is so close to Charlotte, I order from So Good BB because they get my stuff to me quick. So yeah, so I like to go there. And they usually have this thing called THX15. They usually get 15% off of their wigs almost all the time. So if you just put that code in, I think this is the code this is the code that they always give you, the THX15. Duana says AliExpress is good company. What's your opinion? I do not know anything about AliExpress. There are a couple of other wig reviewers that are on here. You could probably ask that question, but I've not used AliExpress. Yeah, I all day. That's true. You get your wigs quick with them. You get them quick. Yeah, you sure do. Yeah. So anyway, somebody asked me the question about Outre. Let me go back up here. Let me go back up to that question. Sabrina asked me a question. I need to go back and find it. Okay. Oh, Outre has taken over the realistic hairline. Okay. Let me tell you what's going on with Outre, at least from what I know. And I don't know everything, but Outre actually put out a survey. Oh, you're in Georgia? So yeah, that's right. You get them even faster, Aya, if you're in Georgia. But Outre put out a survey request on Instagram about 2 months ago, maybe about 2 months ago. Not everybody saw it. And I was telling some of the other wig reviewers about it. But they put a request in their stories asking people to volunteer to give them feedback on their wigs. They were looking for wig reviewers, I believe. I don't think they were just asking regular folks. I think they were looking for wig reviewers. So in their IG stories, they asked for people. Yeah, did you see the survey? Yeah, this was a couple months ago. They asked people to volunteer to give them information about what we want and like in wigs. And so I filled out the piece of paper. I filled out the form, and they contacted me, and they set up a meeting on Zoom for me to talk with their marketing person. And so in exchange for doing that, they gave you a wig, or they gave you, oh no, they didn't give you a wig. They gave you an Amazon gift card or something like that. They were going to give you something small, some small token to get your feedback. So when I got on the phone on the Zoom with the woman, the marketing person who was Black, I was very glad to see that. She was a sister, and she was the one gathering the information on what we wanted and needed or felt like we should be getting in wigs. And so I just dropped the whole tea on her. I told her everything that I had wanted. I told her everything I heard from other wig reviewers that I had spoken to. I just gave her all the information I could think of. I told her we don't want to see no more skin top parts on nothing, on anything. I don't even care if it's wig pop. I don't want to see a skin top part. I was telling them that, I want the lace to be more of a variety, because not everybody's really fair skin and not everybody's really dark skin. So we need to have some kind of lace that's working for everybody. You either need to darken it up or lighten it up or something. So they just started asking. Yeah, they did their own focus group. Yes, that's all they offered. But I didn't care, because for me, I wanted them to just give me the ear. I wanted to see if they were actually going to listen. So I told them that I wanted more left side parts. That was my personal ask, was more left side parts. And I got one when they put out DeVita and they put out Leyla, because DeVita came out after that conversation. And Leyla came out too, and they're both left side. No, DeVita was right side, that's right. But Leyla was left side, and I did ask for some left side parts. Occasionally, not every time, but I wanted some left sides. I also told them that I wanted wigs that were more medium length, because I thought that there were too many wigs that were way, way long and some way, way short, but nothing in between. I really wanted more. Yeah, yeah, I like lip side. So I told them I needed more medium wigs for my women, because I said the women that watch me are mature women, and we're not all wearing wigs down to our butt. Sorry, Weezy, but we're not. We're not all wearing wigs down to our butt. So I asked them for more wigs that are like medium length. And I also asked them for more colors. I said I really love the colors that they did in their. They had done some colors in their first set of wigs, and I know what I told them. I told them that I like the FF colors that Free Tress Equal had done on their Valentino wig. I told them how much I love that Valentino wig, and that I wish they would make something similar to Valentino, where they have the FF colors in the front, to make it look really cute. I told them just come up with some nice colors. We're sick of 2s and 4s, and give us something nice. Not crazy colors, but colors that are nice combinations. So I asked for that. I told them I wanted more yaki. I said, can we get more yaki wigs, please? Light yaki, regular yaki. Can you just give us more yaki? We don't want so much the silk. We want more yaki wigs. And yeah, so I asked for more yaki. Like I said, this was a couple of months ago, before DeVita came out. Matter of fact, I think they had. I don't even know if those short bobs were out yet or not. Bono wigs. I don't know if Bono had been out yet. But anyway, I don't remember when they did this, but they did it before DeVita. No, did they do it before DeVita? No, they did it right after DeVita dropped. Because I remember when I did my first, because I did a couple of conversations with them. When I did my first conversation with them, I think I was wearing DeVita. So yeah, so DeVita had already come out. But they wanted to know more. And so that's why I started telling them what I thought. Yeah, so yes, they were listening. And like I said, right now they're dropping so many wigs, they're driving us crazy. We're like, oh my God, there's just too much. It's too many. We can't keep up. Nasha says, have you reviewed Outre daily wigs or have an opinion? I'm very new and lace looks so intimidating. The daily wig, you know what you should do, Nola? The Hearts and Cake 90 did a review about 5 daily wigs in one review. Yeah, I don't like the Barbie doll hair either, Sabrina. So Nola, you should go and check out the Hearts and Cake 90. And when you go on her website, there's a search thing at the top. Just type in daily wig and her video should pop up. And then you can, if you're a subscriber of Brittany's, then yeah, she did the daily wig. And the one that she did that I liked was, what was her name? And it's sold out every time I go look for it. I can't remember the name of it. But it was a short bob that was like a side part. And every time I go to look for it, they don't have it anymore. But yeah, the daily wig I think is a good alternative for people who don't want to do the lace. But that's what I like about Leyla. Leyla has lace in the front, but she's apart. And it's so much easier to wear a wig like this without having to glue it down. And that's why I like their lace fronts. I like their lace fronts and I like their melted hairlines. I'm not a perfect hairline person. I know that a lot of people love the perfect hairline because you can, it's a 13/6 or 7 and you can do all those things with it. I'm old and I ain't got time. I just don't. So I like the melted hairline and I like the lace front ones. So those are the ones that I usually go for. You didn't like the daily wig? I don't think I've done a daily wig. I've done wig pop. Now I've done a couple wig pops, but I don't think I've done daily wig. Did the wig die fast? Oh, she's asking Aya. Yeah, I haven't done the daily one yet. The brand Zuri has a lot of beginner friendly. Yeah, Brit was my favorite Zuri sis wig. And Jean is an old wig from Zuri that I like. She had bangs. I liked her. But I liked Zuri sis Brit. She was long and yaki. And she was a lace, she was like a 13/4 though. But I liked her for some reason. She was easy to part. Oh, the daily wig was poor quality to you? Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I don't know much about the daily wigs. I haven't really done any of those. But yeah, so Outre, like I said, they listened not only to me, but to some other reviewers who they spoke to. And it seems like ever since then, I talked to them three times. I had 3 meetings with them. After my first meeting, they asked me if they could talk to me again. So we talked again. They kept asking me questions about what I thought was interesting. She kept taking the conversation back to the beauty supply store. She kept saying, would you buy a wig at a beauty supply store? And I'm like, no, no. I told her, no, I don't usually buy from the beauty supply store because it's cheaper for me to go to the web and get it. But if I need something right away, I'm going to run down to Tyson here in Charlotte, and I'm going to get a wig if I want something that I have to review right away. Or if I need something for an event. I mean, this situation we're in doesn't allow us to really go places. But if I had to go someplace and I needed it right away, I'd go to a beauty supply store. But normally I buy my wigs online. So she kept asking me, would I buy a human hair wig at a beauty supply store? And I said, well, I don't know. I usually buy my human hair wigs from people who actually specialize in human hair. And I think what they were trying to do is to get more into the human hair business, but I don't think they've been doing a lot of it successfully. They're really good at synthetic, and I'm a firm believer of do what you do well. And if you're doing synthetic well, just stick with that. Don't try to be venturing out into stuff that you're not good at, because RPG Show is there, and Hey Queen Crowns and all the people who have slamming human hair wigs. You don't want to compete with people who are already doing it in a slamming way if you can't come out the gate slamming. So, I don't know. Like I said, I got one human hair wig from Outre and I was totally disappointed. Totally disappointed. So I think that if you're going to compete with the big dogs for human hair, you need to come out the gate right. You can't come out the gate half-stepping. And one of the human hair wigs that I got from them in one of those conversations, they sent me a human hair wig. Awful. I ended up selling that wig to somebody who said that their hairdresser needed one to test out what she would need since she had lost her hair. I said, girlfriend, you can have it. Because it was of no use to me. I didn't even review it. It was that bad. I couldn't even review it. It was that bad. So I was like, sorry. But I know that they have 3 levels of human hair. No, it didn't tangle. It was very thin, and you could see the tracks, and the tracks were like crinkled. Like I washed the wig, and when I washed the wig, the tracks kind of they were going like this. It was weird, and they wouldn't lay down. So when you touched my hair with that wig on, it felt like I had a bunch of bobby pins in my head. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. Yes, it puckered, yeah. So, but I have to say that the wig that they sent me, the human hair wig that they sent me, was their bottom of the line. They have a top of the line. Outre has a top of the line human hair wig line. Then they have a middle, and then they have a bottom. The bottom was the one that they sent me, and that one was awful. Now, I don't know what their top of the line is like because I've never tried one of their top of the line wigs, but they do have a top of the line wig collection, and then they have a middle and a bottom. I think the bottom is like called gold, and the middle is black, and the top is platinum or something like that. But yeah, they have 3 levels of human hair. Oh yeah, see, Aya knows. If you have reviewed one, please let us know what you reviewed so that we can go and look. If you reviewed one of their top of the lines, Aya, please let us know, because I would like to see what one of their top of the line looks like on somebody, and I've not seen that yet. Dewana says, do you think online sites are going to beauty supply stores because of shipping? I don't know what you mean. If they're going to, what do you mean they're going to beauty supply stores? Usually a beauty supply store opens an online store. Everyone wants to top tier when it comes to human. Yeah, you do. Why buy human hair if you're not going to get top tier? Why would you buy a human hair wig? Now let me take that back. There are some human hair wigs that aren't expensive that are nice. I have gone to a site called Best Lace Wigs, and I got a beautiful 180% blonde bob from them for $60. And that wig was fabulous. So I did get, and it was in their clearance section. Best Lace Wigs is where I got it. And I love that wig. It was 180% density and it was only 60 bucks. I went back to look for that wig again and it was like 160. So they raised the price. You have a gorgeous beat lace wig bob. They're amazing. Yeah, I like Best Lace Wigs. I like Wow Ebony. I mean, I'm talking your reasonably priced wigs. To get a reasonably priced human hair wig that's going to be of good quality, I would go to Best Lace Wigs or I would go to Wow Ebony. If you want a good wig with good hair, I'm going to go to Hey Queen Crowns. I'm going to go to RPG Show. Yeah, my quality hair is good. I've heard that, wig type, not wig types. My first wig is the same company as RPG Show. So RPG Show and my first wig are basically under the same umbrella. So yeah, they're basically the same. Yeah, that wig from RPG Show, I'm telling you, I put my foot in that wig because I love that hair. Oh, I love that hair, Nola. That review was so important to me because I wanted to see how I wanted to be able to really do a good job on a good human hair wig. And that wig came out fabulous. I love that review. That's probably one of my favorite reviews that I've done on my channel is that RPG Show full lace wig. I love that wig. But yeah, I have not, I'm about to do a human hair deal with another human hair company. Another human hair company has approached me and I'm going to be doing a review of one of their wigs pretty soon. Kelly says the human hair wigs seem to be more expensive than before. Well, you know, I would beg to differ because I think the prices are going down for some. I think some of them are lowering their prices. If you have been watching them for a while, I think there are some that are starting to get lower. Of course, the headband wigs are going to be cheaper because it's a headband wig. But that's an easy way to get into human hair. Excuse me. That's an easy way to get into human hair without spending a lot of money, is to get a headband wig. Are you still making headband wigs? No, I'm not. I gave up the idea of making wigs because it takes too much time. Aya says human hair wigs are becoming reasonably priced now to compete with Amazon. Yep, see, that's what I was going to say. If I didn't choke to death. That's what I was going to say. There are Amazon wigs. Amazon used to be a no-no for buying a wig. But now I have seen more reviews of Amazon wigs where people have really gotten good stuff from them. I'm still afraid to buy one unless I buy one that I saw somebody review. I'm not just going to go on there and start searching for a wig and pick one up, you know, without knowing who they are and if somebody's reviewed them before. I'm still at that stage where I just can't do that yet. But Amazon is getting better in terms of their wigs. And I think that's why, like you said, Aya, that some of the human hair companies are starting to lower their prices because they have to compete with the Amazon wigs. Kelly J says, I wanted to get another wig from Hey Queen Crowns and hers seemed more than what I paid the first time. Yeah, she may very well be having some trouble. I mean, I don't know, but she is expensive. Her wigs are very, very nice, but she is expensive. And I don't know what her situation is in terms of why she charges what she charges, but I can't afford to get one from her. The Amazon wig companies are basically AliExpress. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like Hey Queen Crowns, but I cannot afford her at all. Just can't afford her. And the wig that I got from RPG Show was in their clearance section. And I told you that in my review. I told people where I went to get it. And that was the last one in clearance. And so they saw my review and they said, could you tell people that this is the name of the wig now? They can still get it because the wig that you bought was the last one, but we're selling that same wig under this name. So would you tell people that this is the name of the wig so they can get it because mine was sold out? But yeah, I got mine in the clearance section. So I paid $289, which to me was still a lot of money for a wig. But for human hair, people who buy them all the time, $289 is cheap. But for me, a person who really doesn't buy human hair, it was expensive to me. I've not tried Hair VV. You can ask Aya. Aya does more human hair than I do. I don't do much human hair. And Weezy does not do human hair at all. Just so you know. Weezy is not trying to do human hair. She's just not. I don't know. She just has an aversion to it. I don't think she's ever going to do it. She doesn't like it. So yeah, if you're looking for human hair, don't go to Weezy because Weezy doesn't do human. But Natural Joy does human, and she does a lot of human hair. She's good. Like I told you, Dominique A does a lot of human hair. Matter of fact, I think that's all Dominique does is human hair. But yeah, if you want to go and check people out like that. Okay, I've got about 5 minutes left. If there's anything you guys want to ask me, because I'm getting ready to go and make my husband some vegan burgers from one of my new recipes. You guys who came in late, I was talking about my vegan journey. I have been vegan for about a month now, and I really like it. And the food is good because the person who I'm getting my recipes from, she knows what she's doing. So, and again, if you guys are interested in London, which is this light yaki charcoal gray wig that I'm wearing, I got her, I believe, from DEETS. But I will leave the information in the description section when this video is done processing. You guys know the drill. If you go live, the video is not going to be ready for 15 minutes or something like that. Don't forget to go to my website, slg58headbands.com, and check out my headbands. And have you ladies thought about doing a review group live? Like, that's funny. I have not thought about doing a group live. Well, you know what? Kimora Jules does group lives. She actually has a little button on her computer that brings other people on with her. And then she's got several people. But I haven't done one yet. But anyway. So anyway, ladies, thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate you. I'm glad that you guys were able to make this and stick with me all this time. Again, if you're interested in this wig, I put the information down there. Please don't forget to go to my site and check out my headbands. They make great gifts. And I have a review coming up. I think not this Monday, but next Monday. I've got a review of a new wig coming up. So don't miss that. And if you guys have any suggestions or whatever, not only just for headbands, but for wigs you want to see, please let me know. Enjoy your week. Be safe. Don't eat too much. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for coming. Love you guys. Bye.